Hi, second graders. It's Mrs. Lapno. I am having my son Carl's helping me right now record this YouTube video because this is my very first YouTube video, and I'm doing it so I can read Piper Green the Fairy Tree to you guys. So remember Piper Green? She's the girl who has to take the boat to school because she lives on the island, and she wears earmuffs, and they're monkey earmuffs, and she named them Glunky and Jibs, and they were her brother's earmuffs because she misses her brother. And she's got a new teacher, and remember, the teacher doesn't want her to wear earmuffs. And her teacher put her next to the guy who makes noises all the time, Garth. So here we are, Chapter 5. Piper Green, proper noun. Miss Arabella swished up and down the aisles and handed out paper and pencils. This morning we're going to make a class dictionary, said Mrs. Arabella. We will write definitions of ourselves. It will help us to get to know each other better. She turned around and wrote on the blackboard. Miss Arabella is a proper noun. Miss Arabella is 5'6" and has blonde hair and green eyes. Number 2, Miss Arabella's favorite things: painting, teaching, and eating lobster. I peeked over at Jacob. He looked at Miss Arabella all lovey-eyed when she wrote eating lobster. Okay, said Miss Arabella. Now it's your turn, class. If you were in the dictionary, what would it say about you? I wrote down, Piper Green. Proper noun. Number 1, Piper Green has blonde hair. It used to be long, but it got chopped to smithereens by her mother, who should not be allowed to cut kids' hair. I was thinking about my favorite things when I saw some swishing out of the corner of my eye. I looked up. Miss Arabella was staring down at me. Piper, she said, reading my name on the paper. Yes? Piper, earmuffs are not allowed in class, said Miss Arabella. Please take them off and put them in your cubby. I can't, I told her. Why not? She asked. I thought about telling her it was none of her beeswax, why not, but I had a feeling that would not go over too well. My ears feel naked without them, I said. Everyone laughed because I said naked. Miss Arabella's face got pink. I wouldn't like to send you to the principal's office on the first day of second grade, Miss Arabella said in her most untinkly voice. I don't think any of us would like that, I agreed. We stared at each other. Those earmuffs stayed right on my head. All right, Piper, Miss Arabella said, you will stay in at recess. I will also send a little note home to your parents. And then she swished away. I stared down at my paper. I told myself that I would not cry. But like I said, my eyes have a mind of their own. They started watering up. I wiped the tears away, and then I picked up my pencil and I wrote, Number 2, Piper Green's favorite things. Not second grade. Chapter 6. Bowling ball head. That night, Mom and Dad sat me down for a little talk, except they were the only ones allowed to do the talking. We know you love Eric's earmuffs, Mom said, and we understand that you miss them, but you have to listen to your teachers. Dad folded his arms across his chest. That's what he does when he means business. I think it's time for you to take those things off your head, Piper, Dad said. I started crying. I wasn't faking either. Mom and Dad looked at each other, and then Dad said, Okay, you can wear them until you get to school tomorrow. The minute you walk into that classroom, though, they come off. You got it? I nodded. But a little voice in my ear said, That's what they think. Okay, sleeping with earmuffs is not easy, especially if your head is an extra round, like a bowling ball, and mine is. I probably have the roundest head you've ever met. I tried to sleep on my back, but my head kept rolling around. I would wake up in the middle of the night with one of the earmuffs covering my eye or smashing my nose. And in the morning, Leo was standing by my bed staring down at me. See, I told you that you can't sleep with earmuffs, he said. I felt my face. The muffs were still on my ears, but the fuzzy headband part had slipped off my head and it was hung around my chin. I like it this way, I lied. You look like Abraham Lincoln, said Leo. Oh, good, he's my favorite president, I said. I kept wearing the earmuffs upside down all during breakfast just to annoy Leo. Maybe Eric will call today, I said to Mom hopefully. Oh, I don't know, Mom said. He'll be pretty busy this week. I looked at that lonely, empty chair again, and then I gave Glunky and Jibs each a little pat. Mom saw me do that. She narrowed her eyes at me. Remember, Piper, she said, what are you going to do when you get into that classroom? Take off the earmuffs, I said glumly. That's my girl. My mom kissed my nose. But that voice in my ear said, these earmuffs are not leaving your head. As Leo and I walked down to the harbor, I worried about the whole situation. Then I had an idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. I stopped walking. Oh, I said, clutching my belly. What's wrong? Leo asked. I'm sick, I told him. You were fine 2 minutes ago. Well, now I'm sick and I can't go to school, I told him. I'm going back home. He took a yellow Post-it out of his back pocket and held it up to his ear for a second. Harold said that if you're faking, Mom's going to know, Leo said. Harold is one of Leo's Post-it note children. Yeah, well, I'm not faking, I insisted. I turned around and started walking back home. Just up ahead, I could see our little gray house. Mom would be very surprised to see me. I began to feel squibbly in my belly. Harold was right. Mom is a nurse. She can sniff out a healthy person like a bloodhound. I walked more and more slowly, and when I reached for our front yard, I heard that little voice in my ear again, and this time it said, hide. Chapter 7. Good riddance to second grade. Luckily, I found a good hiding spot right away, and it was a tree. Another lucky thing is that I'm not afraid of heights, so I climbed that tree no problem. It wasn't too foggy, so I had a good view from up there. Our island is called Peekaboo because of the fog likes to sit smack plop on top of us. If you look at us from the mainland, it seems as if our island is playing peekaboo, peeping out from behind the fog and then hiding behind it again. Today, though, I could see all the way to the harbor. I could see the Maddie Rose. I could see Mr. Grindle standing in the wharf waiting for all the kids. I wondered what was in Mrs. Grindle's basket. I hoped it wasn't cinnamon buns because those are my favorite. I watched all the kids board the Maddie Rose, and I watched until the boat motored out of the harbor. And then I blew a big, spitty raspberry. Good riddance to second grade, I said out loud. Suddenly, the door to our house opened. Mom came out. She looked all around, and then she started walking toward the road, very quickly. She was going to pass right under this tree. I sat as still as I could and closed my eyes. I stayed like that for a long time. When I opened them again, Mom was gone. Whew, close call. Then out of the corner of my ear, I thought I heard something. It wasn't that little voice, though. It was a high, squeaky sound. I frowned and I listened more closely. It was such a tiny sound that it was hard to hear with earmuffs in my ears. I lifted Jibs up just a little bit. I could hear the sound better. It went, wee, 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 wee. It almost sounded as if the tree was crying. I lifted Jibs up some more and I put my ear to the trunk. It sounded as if it was coming from lower down. I climbed down a few branches, I lifted up Jibs again, and I put my ear to the tree trunk. Holy macaroni, the tree really was crying. Right at that moment, though, there was this whole other big noise. This one blasted so loud that even with earmuffs on, it made me jump. The noise went, wow, 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 wow. I knew that sound very well. It was the fire alarm. After a few minutes, I saw people running out of their houses. We don't have special fire people or ambulance people on Peekaboo Island. It's just a regular people who help when there's an emergency. And I could see Dad out in his lobster boat racing back to the island. The alarm kept blasting and people kept running. Boy, I thought, I miss all kinds of excitement when I'm at school. Okay, second graders, you'll have to tune in a different day to hear the rest of the story. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.